What's up everybody? Welcome to Gray Rabbit Finance. I'm your host Tyler, and today I'm going to be updating the Ichimoku technical analysis for all the major Forex pairs for the week of February 25th to March 1st, 2024. Let's hop in. Okay guys, welcome back. We're going to get started with AUDCAD, and just for anyone who's new, the pink flags are going to be the special pairs that I'm going to be actively looking to trade this week. The orange flags are going to be ranging pairs, which I most likely won't be trading. And the blue pairs are pairs that I'm waiting for a breakout or waiting for conditions to arise on the lower time frame. So I might be trading them this week or maybe next. So keep an eye on the pink ones because those are the special. Now guys, just want to thank you all for liking and subscribing. And we're going to get started here on the weekly chart. And so guys, I had this pair marked special for last week, and I'm going to explain to you why. But overall on the weekly chart, we have 2 out of the 3 Senoko Kyoten signals. So these are bullish signals. And so we have a gold cross here. We have the Chico span, which is the yellow line above the candles. And the next thing would be to break the Senko span B, which is this thick white line here. Now you guys can see that we've run into resistance here on the Senko span A. So the past week we had a really nice retracement back, and it looks like we're getting resistance here on Senko span A, and so I'm thinking that this could possibly be an N wave in the bearish direction. We have a bearish Kumo cloud, and we only have 2 out of the 3 Senoko Kyoten signals. I also have this orange line here is the Gray Rabbit Gan line. It's one of my proprietary indicators, and that's showing me that right now this market is still bearish. So especially on the weekly frame. So you can see it's orange here, this is bearish. Now this is bullish, and so this is still bearish right now. So until we break and close inside the Kumo cloud, we have to still respect that this could be bearish. And now let's go to the daily time frame and look for more detail. Okay guys, let me turn my drawings on. So I want to show you something. So I've got this Gan fan drawn in, and so the way you draw these is that you make a 45-degree angle, and then you draw the fan from clicking on this point here at the top of the impulse wave to the very bottom. And now these angles show us how strong the trend is basically. And so the 1-to-1 line is a 45-degree angle. And so right now you can see that we've broken through the 1-to-1 line. And we right now are in a range. The resistance is here at 0.88900, and the support is here at 0.88302. So this is a very crucial range, and we're going to have an explosive move in either direction depending on which gets broken. Now I am having a bearish bias based on the weekly time frame, and we have a really nice Kumo cloud here, a nice structure. And we've had a nice retracement here, and this overall is looking like an undervalued area to start to look for a trade. So if we can break this this support line here, I'm going to be looking to enter on this week. And actually I was hoping to enter last week, but I had to be patient because the right conditions weren't there yet. But you guys can see too that, let me just turn that off. So overall we have we have the Kijun-sen and the Tenkan-sen right here are very close to each other, but they haven't gold crossed yet. So we've retraced back into a nice sweet spot here. You know, I'm thinking that we're going to get a move back down at least to retest this support level here. And that's because we have the Chico span bumping into the candles. And typically the Chico span likes to trace the candles. So let me see if I can find an example of that. So here you can see the Chico span tracing the candles. Here you can see it tracing the candles. So just, you know, overall Chico span likes to trace the candles, especially on a trend. And so I'm expecting Chico span to get rejected off of here and price to come back down. So that's what I'm looking for, but we're going to need to see what happens to this range and whether it breaks up or down. But either way, so everything's flat. Senko span A is pointing up, Senko span B is flat. So we're going to need to confirm on the lower time frames. And you can see too that, you know, the Gray Rabbit Gan line here has turned bullish. So that means we've had a really nice retracement now. And so we're going to be looking, let's go to the 4 hour. We're going to be looking on the lower time frames to confirm the trend back in the opposite direction. And now you can see on the 4 hour time frame, we actually did have a death cross here. So we've got the death cross, and now we got to wait for the 3 Sanyoko Gyokoden signals, which are the bearish Ichimoku trend signals. So we got to get the death cross, we got to get the Chico span to come below the candles, and we need price to break Senko span B. So we need all these things to happen. But overall, guys, I'm going to be looking to take a trade on this if we can get those conditions met on the lower time frames. So yeah, this is AUDCAD, and let me just show you the target. So like I said, if we can cross back below this Gann line here, we have a lot of room to move down on this N wave. And so from measuring this Fibonacci extension, we could get a move between this 1 and 1.272 Fibonacci extension. And so if I measure from the current price to the 1, that's 165 pips, and to 1.272 is 214 pips. So lots of room to run, and that puts us down here at this next support level, which is the 0.85648 level. So either way, guys, watch carefully this zone here, the resistance and support I called out earlier. And if we can break that support, I think the move will be very explosive to the downside. So keep an eye on this pair, AUD-CAD. Okay, AUD Swiss franc on the weekly. Guys, I have this marked as a ranging pair. I'm going to keep this very short and sweet. So right now we're just stuck in a range here on the weekly. The Chico span has been overlapping the candles. We've got the gray rabbit Gann line switching to blue and orange. And so price is really just right now stuck in this range between the resistance here at 0.59238 and the support down here at 0.56152. Now, I'm expecting price to retrace back in the bearish direction, and that's because we still have the Senko span B pointing down, and right now we have the gray rabbit Gann line also bearish. So I'm expecting price also to be resisted on this trend line here, which I have drawn in. This one, boom. So I'm expecting a bounce back in the bearish direction, and that's going to put price back down inside this Kumo cloud on the daily. And when price is in the Kumo cloud or just ranging around the Senko span B, I typically prefer not to trade this pair when that happens. And also too, you can see that we have a gold cross, we have Chico span above the candles, and we have price breaking out of the Senko span B. However, we still don't have a Kumo cloud twist, a bullish Kumo cloud. And so that's why I'm expecting price to kind of just be ranging this week. And so until we get that Kumo cloud twist and we get more steam and structure, this is just going to be a ranging pair, and I most likely will not be trading it. Okay, AUD Japanese yen on the weekly. Now overall, guys, this weekly chart is bullish. We've got the Tenkan-sen, the Kijun-sen, Senko span A, B, all pointing up. We got the gray rabbit Gann line also blue, indicating that this is a bullish market. However, we are coming into a resistance area right here. So this resistance over here is the 99.057 level. And then we also have this little trend line here, which we're running into, and that is at the same resistance point. So, unless we get a close above this, I'm expecting price to retrace a bit this week, and I'm going to show you why on the daily. Now, on the daily chart, you can see we have we have these long wicks here, right? So we're starting to lose some momentum in this move. The Tenkan-sen is flat, the Kijun-sen is flat, Senko span A and B are pretty much flat. So this is showing me that price could retrace back down to the Tenkan-sen or to the Kijun-sen, or in between there, just to gain some more momentum before moving up. So ultimately, I do think that this move is going to break out and finish up here at this level, the 102.846. But we're still going to need a little bit of a retracement before that happens. And so that's why I have this pair marked as a ranging pair, and I most likely will not be trading it this week. Okay guys, now we're on AUD/USD on the weekly, and I just want to thank everyone again for liking and subscribing. It really helps me and my family, so just want you to know I really appreciate it. So thanks a lot, guys. And yeah, so on this chart, let's see, we got, so we had a gold cross, We had the Chico span right now above the candles. We had Senko span B get broken, and we have a bullish Kumo cloud twist. But guys, we have the Chico span. It's been overlapping these candles. The gray rabbit gone line has been flipping orange and blue. So this has been a ranging market for the past several weeks. Now what I'm seeing is that this past week we got resisted here at the Kijun-sen. So I'm thinking that this is going to be an N wave back down to test the bottom of this range. And so let's go to the daily chart real quick. Okay, let me just clean this up. Okay guys, so on the daily chart, we have 3 out of the 3 Sanyoko Gyokuten signals. We've got the death cross here. We have the Chico span, which came below the candles, and we broke the Senko span B, which is the thick white line. And now we have a really nice strong structure on this bearish Kumo cloud. We've also had a nice retracement back up to this previous support level, which has now become resistance. We have a lot of indecisive candles here with strong wicks on the upside. And so we also have an inside bar here forming. And so guys, a lot of times when you see this inside bar here, this is a sign of reversal in the market and in the price action. And so I'm expecting this to be an N wave back down. And so let's turn the drawings on. Now from this previous bottom to this bottom, we had 19 bars. And so I'm going to use that same measurement and I'm going to project that out to here. And we've got 19 bars. So we could expect this price to at least reach back down to this support level here, which is at the 0.64500 level, or even extend down to the next support level here, which is 0.63386. And so that's where I got my target. Obviously the first target is here. So let's measure how far that is from current price. So to the bottom here, we got 122 pips, and to this target, we got 227 pips. So lots of room to run. I have this marked special. I'm going to be looking to confirm on the lower time frames the trend back down in the bearish direction. And that's why I got this marked special. I think this could be a really good one this week or next. And so I'm going to be watching it very carefully. So yeah, guys, this is AUDUSD, and let's take a look real quick on the 4 hour. So yeah, you know, since we've had that retracement, the 4 hour is bullish. However, let's see what we got here. So we're right now in between this range, right? Let's see, did we get a death cross yet? We haven't gotten a death cross yet between the Tenkan-sen and the Kijun-sen, but the Tenkan-sen is pointing down, and these lines are getting much closer together. So we're going to need 3 out of the 3 Sanyoko Gyokuten signals, death cross, Chico span below the candles, and a break of Senko span B. So yep, keep an eye on this pair, guys. This is AUDUSD. I think it could be a really great pair to trade this week or next. Okay guys, CAD Swiss franc on the weekly. Now overall, we've had a very nice bearish trend here. But I'm expecting price now, since we have we've had a nice strong impulse wave up, and based on the daily time frame, so I'm expecting price to continue up a bit further. Now, price still hasn't touched the Kijun-sen yet. We got resisted and now we retraced a bit. We have an inside bar forming from last week, but we do have the Chico span now just coming above the candles. And so when I look on the daily time frame, okay guys, so on the daily time frame, let me get my drawings up. So we had 3 out of the 3 Sanyoko Gyokuten signals. Now I got this pair marked blue because the Kumo cloud has formed a pretty nice structure on the daily. We had a trend line here, which was broken, and now it looks like we're getting an N wave up. And so, you know, also too, we had a double bottom here. So boom, boom. So that shows me that that was the end of this trend here. And so we got a nice impulse wave and N waves going up in this way in the bullish direction. And so right now on the daily, we did have price close below the Tenkan-sen. So overall in the short term, that's a little bit bearish, but I'm waiting still for price to break up in this direction because I truly feel we're going to reach up to this level. So I'm going to be waiting for the breakout of this resistance level. This is the 0.65 0.6594 level, and then look to target this level here, which is 0.66429. And so guys, from the current price up to this level is about 122 pips. So keep your eyes on this one. It looks like we're going to have further upside, and I'm going to be looking at this pair over the next few weeks, and that's CAD Swiss franc. Okay, CAD Japanese yen. Guys, I have this as a ranging pair just because I believe that this pair is going to be retracing this week. You can see that we have some declining volume here. It looks like we had a little bit of a overshoot on this trend line here, and we're hitting a resistance area up in here. So you can see that we had a doji, like this really, we had a lot of fighting between the bears and bulls here with this doji candle. Now we have a bullish bar forming from last week on this bar. It's still an inside bar. So I'm expecting, since the Tenkan Sen, the Kijun Sen, and the Senko Span A and B are all flat, that price is going to be retracing this week. And if I look on the daily chart too, you can see that the Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen, and the Senko Span A and B are all flat. So I'm expecting price to retrace this week, and this is just going to be a ranging market. So I most likely will not be trading this pair. Okay, Swiss franc, Japanese yen on the weekly. Not much to say about this one, guys. Got this marked as a ranging. Just based on the price action, we've got, we've got the Tenkan Sen pointing up, but we got Kijun Sen flat, Senko Span A pointing up, and Senko Span B flat. So I am expecting price to break from this range and come back down to the Kijun Sen here. And if we look at the daily time frame, let me just fix that up real quick. So I'm expecting this range to break down. We've had a death cross here. The gray rabbit gown line has been turning orange and blue. So this is showing some indecision here in the market. And it looks like we're about to get the Chico span to come back down below the candles. We have a nice long flat Senko Span B here. So this is acting like a magnet, and I'm expecting price to either be ranging this week in this range, but then eventually breaking down here. So this is just going to be ranging, and I'm most likely not going to be trading this pair. Okay, Euro AUD on the weekly. Now guys, we had a death cross here. We have the Chico span below the candles. We have the gray rabbit gown line flashing bearish in the orange here. And it looks like we're about to get a bearish Kumo cloud twist. So overall, guys, this is bearish on the weekly. Now on the daily chart, let's take a look. On the daily chart, right now, price is inside the Kumo cloud. And we have a bullish Kumo cloud twist here out in the future. But like I mentioned before, if price is in the Kumo cloud, I'm typically not trading that pair. So I'm waiting for more of a trend to develop on the daily time frame. So guys, for this one, I most likely will not be trading this pair this week. Okay, Euro Japanese yen on the weekly. So same thing, guys, this is a ranging pair. It looks like we got a lower high here. We didn't quite make it past this resistance last week, and we've got this bearish candle forming here in an inside bar. We had a death cross and then another gold cross. So right now this is showing me that we're ranging right here. We're ranging between this resistance level, which is the 164.308, and the support level 153.186. Now let's go to the daily real quick. So guys, last week I called out reaching up to this resistance level, so we got pretty close, and there's still a possibility that we touch this level, but I am expecting price to retrace after that. And so you can already see that we've lost some momentum here, and that we have another bearish candle forming here on the daily, and we've got the Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen flat, Senko Span A and B both flat, and so it looks overall that this is going to be retracing this week, and I most likely will not be trading this pair. Okay, EURCAD on the weekly. Now guys, this weekly chart is a little bit messy, but I have this marked as a special pair because of a few things. So one, I'm believing that, we had an N wave here already, like that. We've had a retracement back up into this resistance level here. And so if we can close below this flat Kijun Sen level here, I'm expecting another N wave down to retest this support level. And we also have the Chico span looking like it's about to trace these candles back down. And we've got the gray rabbit gown line here flashing orange in bearish. And we also have a bearish Kumo cloud forming here in the future. So from these from this evidence, we can gather that the overall bias for the market is bearish on this chart, even though this is a very messy, sort of just ranging market right now on the weekly chart. There's no clear trend. And so let's go to the daily for more detail. Okay guys, so on the daily, you can see that we had a nice, we had 3 out of the 3 Senyoko, Gyokode, and signals. So we had the death cross, Chico span below the candles, and then we broke through the thick white line here, Senko span B, and we've got a nice Kumo cloud forming here, although it is very thin right now. So, this it's a little bit of a peculiar shape, but I am expecting price to retrace back down to at least this support level here, and then hopefully break down to these lower levels here. And so I'm going to be looking this week to find a nice entry on the lower time frames once we confirm. But it looks like we were resisted here at the Senko span A. We've had a nice retracement back. This is definitely undervalued zone to be buying at on this trend line, or sorry, to be selling short on this trend line. So you can see, look, 1, 2, 3. So this will be undervalued if we can get a nice entry. And our first target, let's see how far we got. So to here, to the next support level is 151 pips. And then to the 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension is 275 pips. So lots of room to run on this one. And so we're going to need to keep an eye on this pair. This is special. This is the EUROCAD pair. Keep an eye on that, guys. And then let's just take a look at the 4-hour. So like always on the retracement, usually the 4-hour is bullish. But let's see what's going on here in a little bit more detail. So right now, guys, it looks like the Tenkan-sen and the Kijun-sen are getting very close to forming a death cross, and we had some indecision here on the gray rabbit Gan line. We also have a long flat Senko span B, and we have Senko span A pointing up and the Kijun-sen pointing up. So overall this is just a ranging market right now, and so we're going to need to wait for this to break to the downside. So this is, hold on, here's the resistance, and let me just put in a support line real quick. The support is here. Let me fix that. The support is at 1.45770. So we're going to need price to break that level. But overall, guys, I'm expecting this to be a really good trade to take if we can get the right conditions to arise on the lower time frames. So keep an eye on this one, EURCAD. Okay, guys, Euro USD on the weekly. And I just want to say thanks again to everybody for liking and subscribing. And so guys, I have this marked as a special pair this week. Now on the weekly chart, it's a little bit of a messy chart here. Now we have a bearish Kumo cloud twist forming. The gray rabbit Gan line is flashing orange and blue. So right now we're kind of in this range here, and we're also in the Kumo cloud. Now we have an inside bar forming here. And so I'm expecting this to be an N wave down. And so let's go to the daily chart for more detail. And so guys, right now, on the daily chart, you can see we have 3 out of the 3 Senyoko, Gyokode, and signals. We had a death cross. We had Chico span come below the candles, and we also broke the Senko span B, which is the thick white line. And we've closed on an N wave below, and we've formed a nice structure here on the bearish Kumo cloud. Now, we also had the gray rabbit Gan line, which has turned bearish. And now, on this retracement back, it's turned bullish. And so I like to see that it turns blue, because that shows me that we've had a very nice retracement. And so this is telling me now that it's the price has become discounted. So right now this is a discounted price, especially if we continue in the bearish direction. And so that's why I've got this marked pink. We've had a long enough retracement. We have 2 inside bars forming here. We had a nice long wick that got rejected here at the Senko span B. And so whatever happens when we break from this range of this candle here, this doji, it's going to be a very explosive move, especially since we had 2 inside bars here on the daily. And so guys, I'm expecting this to come back down, because I'm expecting this Chico span to trace the candles down and to get a nice another N wave in the bearish direction based on all of this evidence. And now on the 4-hour chart, you can see here this nice long wick showing a lot of pressure in the bearish direction, a lot of selling pressure here, and it also was protected this level here, right? So price couldn't reach back up to this level. We got rejected, and now on the 4-hour chart, guys, we have a death cross forming, and now we're going to need the Chico span to go below the candles, and we're going to need price to break the Senko span B. But overall, this is showing me that we're going to get momentum back in the bearish direction, and so I'm going to be waiting for the indication on the lower time frames, and hopefully take a nice trade on this pair this week or next. So I'm going to be waiting for that. But if I do, let's see how much. So this will be the target down here. This is a 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension, and so guys, from this current level down to there is about 196 pips. So we've got plenty of space to run on this one. And this could be a really good pair to trade. So keep an eye on this one, guys. This also too, you can see we have a nice flat Senko span B here. And so when you look back at the previous forms of the Senko span B on the cloud, this is a really good way to find very strong support and resistance levels. So I have a video on that. I'm going to put it at the end of this video. It's all about identifying support and resistance, but this is one of the key tricks that I use to find really good target areas and really good areas for support and resistance. So that's my target based on that. And yeah, guys, so EURUSD, keep an eye on this pair. Could be really good this week or next. Okay, guys, British pound, AUD on the weekly. I'm not going to say much. This one's marked as a ranging pair, but we had a death cross. We have the Chico span below and tracing the candles. The gray rabbit gone line has turned orange and blue, so this is just a ranging market right now. You know, this was a nice bull trend, but now we've got 2 out of the 3 Senyoku Gyokuden signals, and so, you know, if I look on the daily chart, also too, we're inside of this Y wave, and I explained this last week too, that I usually don't trade these Y waves too often. They can be very volatile, and they can cause a lot of false breakouts. Which you can see here. So this would be the resistance, and then price broke out and then returned down very sharply. Same here. So this can be a pretty tricky market. So I just try and avoid these. So yeah, guys, ranging market, I most likely will not be trading this pair this week. Okay, British pound, Swiss franc on the weekly. Now, guys, overall, we've talked about the structure of this cloud the past few weeks. It's pretty odd, and price is now still inside this cloud with a bearish Kumo cloud out here in the future. However, I'm still a bit bullish on this pair, and that's based on the daily time frame. So let me go to the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, we've had a nice N wave up. We had 3 out of the 3 Senyoku Kyoten signals. So we got the gold cross, Chico span above the candles, and we have a nice N wave break of the Senko span B, and a really, really nice structure here on the Kumo cloud. So I'm expecting this wave to break up, and we're going to target, let's see, so this range here would be, that's 124 pips. So that's pretty much where this 1-to-1 move is. That's 133 pips, but we're going to be targeting, the first target is going to be the 1-to-1 move of this. And so that's 124 pips to 130 pips based on this Fibonacci extension. So keep an eye on this pair, guys. I have it marked special on the 4-hour chart. You can also see too that we had this trend line down, and now we've had price break up on an N wave. And so this is looking pretty bullish, and we have the very beginnings of a bull trend on this thin bullish Kumo cloud here. So we're going to need to break this resistance level here, which is the 1.11773. And that can confirm the this move up, which I think could be quite fast. So keep an eye on this pair, guys. That's British pound, Swiss franc. It could be a really good one to trade this week or next. Okay, British pound, CAD on the weekly. Now, guys, I have this marked blue. I'm hoping that this pair breaks out to the upside. So we have been in a range recently. We had a death cross, and now recently another gold cross here on the Tenkan Sen and the Kijun Sen. We had the gray rabbit gone line flash orange and now flash blue again for bullish. And we had the Chico span tracing the candles right now. So we're going to need to break this resistance level here at the 1.72207 level to confirm this move up. But I am expecting this M wave to continue up. It's looking like we have some bullish momentum, and especially when we go to the daily chart. So on the daily chart, you can see we have a bullish Kumo cloud. We had price above the Kijun-sen and the Tenkan-sen. However, we did have a death cross, or sorry, we just had a recent gold cross, and before that we had a death cross over here. So we've had a death cross, a gold cross, another death cross. So this is a ranging market, but if we can break out of this resistance level, that's going to gold cross these lines again. So I'm going to just be waiting for that. So guys, this very well could be a ranging pair this week, or it could break out. So just keep an eye on this pair, wait for the breakout. Right now it's ranging, but I'm expecting, since we've had nice support on this trend line, that we continue some momentum back up, at least to retest these resistance levels. And now if we do break out, I'm expecting to reach up to this 1-to-1 level, and that's about 500 pips, so 570 pips. Now from right now to this resistance level, from current price to there, is about 200 pips. So we got a lot of room to run on this, but we're going to need to confirm the trends on the lower time frames. And right now on the daily chart, it's we have a bullish Kumo, but it's still ranging. So maybe not this week, but next week this could be a good one. So keep an eye on this pair, British Pound CAD. Okay, British Pound Japanese Yen on the weekly. Now guys, overall I'm pretty bullish on this pair. However, we got the Tenkan-sen and the Kijun-sen flat, Senko Span A and B all flat, and we have an inside bar forming here on the weekly. So this week I have this marked as a ranging pair because I'm expecting a retracement back down to the Tenkan-sen at least on the daily. So, or this support, this is now the support. Hold on, let me fix that. So that's the resistance, and let's put in the support. So now here's the support. So the very first support level is here at 190.084, and the resistance is at 191.148. But you can see the Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen are flat, Senko Span A and B are flat, so I'm expecting a retracement this week. That's why I most likely will not be trading this pair, but I see a lot of room to run up to the top of this overall trend line. We got about 330 pips from current price. So if we can find the right entry on this one, this could be a really good one to trade over the next couple weeks. But until then, guys, right now it's overvalued here on the daily, and so we're going to need to wait for a retracement and then confirm on the lower time frames. But overall, guys, I just expect this pair to be ranging this week. Okay, British Pound USD on the weekly. Now guys, on the weekly chart, price is in the Kumo cloud. This is a ranging market. We had a death cross and a gold cross. So overall, this is just a ranging market with no true direction right now on the weekly. And also, if we look on the daily, we've got price in the Kumo cloud, and we've got a bearish Kumo cloud twist. So overall, guys, this is a ranging market this week, and I most likely will not be trading it. Okay, New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. Now guys, we hit our price target that we called out, and so that was pretty awesome. We hit the 1-to-1 extension level here at 92, and hold on, let me zoom in on that, at 93.206. So we've reached our target, and now I'm expecting a retracement, and that's why I've got this marked as orange. So I'm expecting price, since we've got this bearish inside bar, we've got Tenkan-sen flat, Kijun-sen flat, Senko Span A and B all flat. I'm expecting at least a retracement back down to this support level here at 91.469. And let me just smooth this here. Yep. So I'm expecting a retracement back down there. Look on the daily, we can see here's our target that we hit. We hit that last week, and this was on this trend line here, and based on this Fibonacci extension from this N wave. So that was perfect. And now price is starting to retrace. So this is going to be a retracing week, most likely, and I will not be trading this pair. Okay, US dollar, Canadian dollar on the weekly. I'm not going to say much about this, guys. I have it marked as a ranging pair. Right now, price is almost in the Kumo cloud, and we've got the Kumo cloud overlapping and twisting, the Chico span tracing the candles up and down, the gray rabbit gone line just flashing orange and blue. So this is a ranging market with no direction on the weekly. And on the daily chart, we are in the Kumo cloud right now, but we do have a bullish Kumo cloud. However, since it's in the cloud, I'm not going to be trading this one, as it's going to be ranging pair this week. Okay, US dollar, Swiss franc on the weekly. Now guys, we've had a nice retracement back. Right now it looks like we're getting some indecision here in the market, but we do have the gray rabbit gone line flashing bullish. We've got the Tenkan-sen coming up, and we've got the Kijun-sen flat. So this is showing me right now, guys, that this is a pretty neutral market, but it looks like in the future we're going to be getting some more bullish momentum, and I see this on the daily chart. So when I look on the daily chart, you can see that we have 3 out of the 3 Senyoku Kyoten signals. We got the gold cross here, we got the Chico span above the candles, and now we have a nice N wave up. We broke the Senko span B, which is the thick white line, and we have a nice bullish Kumo cloud structure. So I'm expecting price to continue up after consolidating in this range. So I've got this marked blue because we're going to be waiting for the breakout and the indication on the lower time frames. But so this week could be, could just be in this range between the resistance level, which is the 0.88860 level, and the 0.87426 support level. But once we break, I'm expecting price to reach up to this 1.272 Fibonacci extension level. And from current price to there is about 242 pips. So we got a lot of room to continue, and I'm expecting that to happen at the end of this month. So I'm going to be looking at this pair very closely over the next couple weeks to see if I can find a good entry. So yeah, this could be a good one, guys. USD, Swiss franc. Okay guys, USD, Japanese yen, and just want to say thanks again for everyone for liking and subscribing. This is our last pair, and so last week we started to get a bearish candle close here, so it looks like we lost some momentum to test this resistance level up here. This is the 151.946 level. Now overall, I'm still bullish on this pair, but right now we had in the recent past we had a death cross here. So that's the first Senyoku Gyukoten signal. However, it looks like we're going to get a bullish gold cross here on the Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen soon, once we break this resistance level. So I'm waiting for the break of this resistance level, but this week I'm expecting a retracement. So that's why I've got this marked as orange, and you can see that based on the daily chart. So let me just show you guys. So I've got the daily chart here. You can see that we had a lower high here, and we've got the Kijun-sen flat. So we could be getting a retracement if price closes below the Tenkan-sen. We could be getting a retracement back down to this Kijun-sen this week. So I'm expecting that to happen, and that's why I most likely will not be trading this pair this week. But overall, I am bullish, and from this level to the carat, we've got about 638 pips. So I'm very bullish on this pair overall. The Japanese yen is weakening a lot compared to the dollar, which is, if you're familiar with the Forex markets, the yen usually is one of the weakest currencies from all the Japanese central bank monetary policies. So I actually think when fiat currency dies, the yen is probably going to be one of the first fiat currencies to hyperinflate or die. So just keep that in mind, and that's why I'm pretty bullish on it. But also this can be pretty volatile, so just be careful with this pair, guys. But this week I most likely will not be trading it, as it's just going to be a ranging market. Okay guys, now we're going to look at the fundamental news. So nothing on Monday or Sunday on the 25th or 26th, but on Tuesday, February 27th, we've got the AUD monthly consumer price index year over year for January. We've got the interest rate decision for the New Zealand dollar. We've got the monetary policy statement for the New Zealand dollar, and we've got the press conference for the New Zealand dollar. On Wednesday, February 28th, we've got for the US dollar, the GDP annualized for the fourth quarter. For the AUD, we've got retail sales month over month for January. And now on Thursday, February 29th, we've got for the euro, the retail sales year over year for January. For the Swiss franc, we've got the GDP for the fourth quarter. For the euro, we have consumer price index for February. For the euro, we have the harmonized index of consumer prices for February. And we already said that one. Well, it's consumer price index for the euro year over year for February. On the same day, we have for the Canadian dollar, the GDP annualized for the fourth quarter. We've got for the US dollar, the core personal consumption expenditures price index year over year for January. And we've got the core personal consumption expenditures price index month over month for January, also for the US dollar. This is the Chinese yuan, so we don't cover that one. And then Friday, March 1st, we've got for the euro, the harmonized index of consumer prices month over month for February. For the euro, we've got core harmonized index of consumer prices year over year for February. And for the euro, we also have core harmonized index of consumer prices month over month February. And for the euro, harmonized index of consumer prices year over year for February. And last but not least, US dollar ISM manufacturing PMI for February. That's all the fundamental news this week, guys. And I just want to thank you for watching the analysis and taking time to spend with me this week. Which pairs are you guys watching? Feel free to comment below. Did you take any positions last week? I didn't have any positions last week, but I am patiently waiting. Hopefully I can get a nice trade this week. And I will post that to the YouTube community if I take one. But anyways, guys, have a great week in the markets, and thanks for being here. Thanks for liking and subscribing. And until next week, peace.